This is Valley News Live at noon.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Courtney Lockey. New for you at noon, a man has been sentenced for his role in an assault outside of the Old Broadway in downtown Fargo. Jalal Buckner is a former bouncer at the bar and was charged with aggravated assault and being an accomplice. He pled guilty to accomplice and aggravated assault. The other charge was dismissed. He'll end up serving just under a year in jail and 2 years supervised probation. A felony jury trial is scheduled to start tomorrow for another man charged in the case. Jeremy Dalton, who was also a bouncer at the time, was seen on video getting into an argument with a man outside of the bar. In the video, Dalton is seen lunging forward, punching the man in the face, knocking him to the ground. We'll have coverage of the trial for you right here on Valley News Live. The Grand Forks School Board is holding a special meeting tonight, one that could leave an elementary school principal without a job. The superintendent is recommending the board not renew the contract of Ben Franklin Elementary Principal Joshua Mailhot. He's in his second year as principal. The school board memo lists several concerns, though, about his performance, including inability to follow directives from his supervisor, not maintaining trust, and poor communication. Administrators also claim he's unable to understand and implement safety procedures and isn't able to carry out basic leadership functions. That meeting again is happening tonight at 6 o'clock. If the board votes for non-renewal, Mailhot's employment would end with the school year. Stick with Valley News Live as we continue to follow this developing story for you. Taking a look outside now, a bit of a gloomy start to our work week. For a closer look at what's in store, let's turn things over to First Alert Storm Team Summer Schnellbach. Summer.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Yeah, this is about how it's looked all weekend long since Friday afternoon in some locations. Gray, drizzly. In fact, Roosevelt here, it's already starting to melt, but there was a little bit of light snow accumulation in the ditches. I'm sure a lot of folks in the Roosevelt area, other places that have seen light snow, are happy to see it's already melting. Got some reports out in Wells County, Chasely, Harvey of some light snow as well. Taking a look at temperatures, we are warming up to see some of that snow changing over back to rain, 30s and a low 40s. Thankfully, not a lot of wind. There are still a couple areas on the radar showing some light snow, but mostly we're just seeing some lingering showers on the back side of the low pressure system that, well, this was low pressure number 2 that moved through over the course of the weekend. This one arrived yesterday. We're going to go over some of those rainfall reports in just a couple of minutes. But temperatures this afternoon in Fargo going to remain on the chilly side, only staying in the 40s. A little bit of wind, not a lot, but it's out of the north today. Low 40s in the Grand Forks area. And Courtney, we're not done with the rain yet. We'll go over the timing and track of when we can expect more for tomorrow in just a few minutes.
All right, Summer, thank you. Opening statements are underway for the trial federal prosecutors have called the nation's largest case of pandemic-era fraud. The first 7 defendants will be in a Minneapolis courtroom today on trial from the organization Feeding Our Future. Prosecutors charged a total of 70 people associated with that group. They're accused of cheating the federal government out of $250 million to feed underserved children when COVID shut down schools back in 2020 and in 2021. The government alleged that instead of helping kids, the defendants lied and collected millions to buy luxury vehicles, homes, and exotic vacations. The trial is expected to last around 2 months. A West Fargo business has filed for bankruptcy. Promark Services was raided by the FBI after it was found they had been part of a years-long conspiracy to defraud the federal government. FBI agents say Kyle Berg is part of a conspiracy to obtain contracts from federal government agencies intended for small businesses owned by women, minorities, and/or service-disabled veterans. According to court documents, the investigation was opened in September 2018 when Promark and OK2 were updating their company information in the System for Award Management website from the same computer in Fargo. The search warrants were filed for multiple charges against Berg. Court papers say more than 30 people and a dozen businesses are involved in the scheme. The Spirit Lake Tribal Council is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the location of Gemini Posey and Isaac Hunt. That's according to a Facebook page created to raise awareness for the two. Gemini was last seen January 7th. Isaac was last seen March 8th. A large-scale search took place all weekend. Organizers said with snow and ice melted, this weekend's search is crucial. A deadly storm system left a path of devastation in the middle of the country over the weekend. More than 100 tornadoes were reported across 6 states on Friday alone, with more storms on Saturday and Sunday. At least 5 people were killed. Omar Villafranca is in Oklahoma, where a powerful tornado touched down.
Downtown Sulphur was torn to shreds Saturday night after what forecasters say was at least an EF3 tornado ripped through the city, killing 1 person.
Looks like a bomb went off. It's so much worse in person.
Dana Vandiver and Donna Lewis own the Prairie Thicket Boutique.
The clothes are still on the racks.
They took this video as they arrived to see what was left of their business.
How does that even happen?
They just celebrated their grand opening on Friday, but now
a heartache.
Yeah.
Heartache, devastation.
And the devastation extends far beyond Sulphur. Starting Friday, a storm system spawned a slew of tornadoes across the plains, including Nebraska, where parts of Omaha, the state's most populous city, were leveled.
You come upstairs and see that you have no house from emerging from the basement. You're home, but you're actually homeless.
Back in Oklahoma, destroyed homes and businesses were also a common sight in Marietta, where another EF3 twister touched down Saturday. Jack Fink with CBS News Texas was there to see the aftermath up close.
Authorities say the tornado that blew through Marietta, Oklahoma, developed so fast it gave very little warning. It crossed I-35 and destroyed 2 stores and then damaged this nursing home. It continued in a northeasterly direction where it slammed into this hospital. 1 driver was killed when his 18-wheeler overturned.
The EF3 here in Sulphur seems to have struck with similar speed.
It sounded like a freight train was coming at us. Like, all we heard was like, boom.
19-year-old Addie Gordon was working at the local steakhouse when the tornado hit. She thought it was going to miss the city until it didn't.
Were you scared?
Oh, I screamed. I thought I was going to pee myself. Right, I was like, this is it. This is how we're going to die.
Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Sulphur, Oklahoma.
12 counties in Oklahoma are under a state of emergency. Power is still out to thousands, but crews are working around the clock to try and restore it. We have a traffic impact alert for drivers in the Northern Valley. Starting today, the northbound lanes on North Washington Street will be closed for complete reconstruction from Demers Avenue to First Avenue North. Traffic in the area will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction. Construction is expected to be complete by mid-November, weather permitting. And with spring in full bloom, Minnesota is looking for volunteers to help clean up highways and rest areas through the Adopt a Highway program. Last year, about 2,000 people filled up more than 42,000 trash bags. The Department of Transportation says about 900 sections of state roadways are available for adoption this year. People can adopt a section of highway for 2 years and are asked to clean it at least twice a year. There's also an option for a one-time clearing of garbage. The Fargo Force came out with a win last night as the Clark Cup playoffs continue. They beat the Sioux City Musketeers 3-1. Game 2 is set for tonight at 7:05. Game 3 is in Sioux City on May 2nd. If necessary, Game 4 will be on May 3rd, and Game 5 will be back in Fargo on May 5th. Keep in mind, tickets are selling fast. Happening today and tomorrow, volunteers are gathering at the Great Plains Food Bank as they kick off their annual Pack-a-thon in Fargo. During the event, corporations, businesses, and other organizations will assemble teams and spend time giving back by repacking meals to be distributed to those in need across North Dakota and Clay County. And with all of that in mind, we want to announce our next VNL Cares campaign. This time we are teaming up with the Great Plains Food Bank. Hunger impacts 1 in 5 people across North Dakota and Clay County. That includes 1 in 3 children. You can donate right now by scanning the QR code on your screen, or you can head to valleynewslive.com and click on the VNL Cares button found on the homepage to make a difference. Stick around later here at noon. Why parts of the country are expected to deal with a bigger cicada problem this year than in years past. But first, Summer is in with a check of your weather planner to help you plan for your day.